Shut up and sit down.
Good evening, everyone! Welcome back once again to Vicious Rants, and of course I'm your host, Mr. Main Event himself, the often imitated, never duplicated superstar Tim Vicious, and we're gonna go over Raw this week was in Omaha. Now, unfortunately, no Omaha steaks were cooked during this episode. Wade, rat bastard, wound up making the last of my ribeyes in rehearsals. Anyways, before we get into the show, before we go into any of the kind of reads that we always do, first and foremost need to address the big news that broke since last week's episode, which was more cuts did happen. It was the New Day as well as JC Mateo and Tonga Loa, Tama Tonga's brother, his other brother. But, I gotta say, the New Day, it was a legit shock to me because Woods and Kofi, and it wasn't like corporate called them up and said, hey, you're fired. No, they asked to leave. And I did not expect it. I mean, my kid is 16 and he has literally seen Kofi wrestling in WWE his whole entire life. I remember seeing Kofi starting out back when he still had the Jamaican accent, yeah. You know? And hell, I'm aging myself here. I remember seeing Woods back in TNA, you know? At Consequences Creed, just, yeah. But, you know, a guy I heard say this, put this best, talking about the cuts that were mentioned last week. If you're being let go, chances are creative really didn't have anything for you, so don't look at it in a negative in that, oh man, I can't believe I lost my job, blah, 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 type thing. You have an opportunity. You have a potential opportunity to go out there, make a name for yourself, and take a page out of Drew McIntyre, Cody Rhodes, Matt Cardona's book, and make yourself so much an attention grabber that they have to go out of their way to say, hey, you want to come back and work with us? Alright, cool. You know, just, I can't emphasize that enough. And also, there's been rumor and gossip going around, and you all know how I feel about the rumor mills. Take any rumor and gossip and all with a grain of salt. But that apparently some talents are being asked to take budget cuts, and this is the only thing I'm going to say. It's none of our business. From a fan's perspective, I do not have any, zero, Z plus row right to know on how much anyone in that company's making. I don't care if it's Roman Reigns or the newest recruit that they just shipped to the Performance Center. I have zero right. I'm not working in the company. I'm not handling payroll. I'm not handling the budgeting. So I got no reason to know it. Now, if I'm hanging out with them in a bar and they want to go and talk about on how much they make, then that's on them. That's their prerogative. But from a fan perspective, I got zero right. And for those that want to go and report that, and they know who they are, and I know us are going to be many on this because I promised them I'd try and tone down a little, but fuck them, fuck the room, fuck them, fuck their wannabe sources, because chances are they made up 80% of it and just caught 20% from second and third hand. And more to the point, fuck them Also, because they want to go and try and make themselves sound all big and elaborate more than they are. No, they're nothing more but bottom-feeding pieces of shit. Just, that's all I got to say about the rumor mills and the dirt cheaters. Anyways, now that we're done going over that, and some of you may have seen just a small teenth of what ye old 2016 Vicious was like, why don't we remind everyone how we pay these funny little gimmicks called bills by letting you all know we are WWE Shop affiliates. So what that means is, if you are clicking, you can click the link in the description tab, or if you're watching the video, scan the QR code right there on the screen. It takes you to WWE Shop. You make a purchase for whatever item your heart desires, whether it's t-shirts, posters, buttons, pins, Funkos, action figures, whatever you want, go hog wild. Get whatever you want. And folks, we here at the Vicious Studios receive a small nominal commission based on said purchase, and I cannot stress enough on how great this is. Because if you've not noticed, and I've been preaching this to the masses for a while now, we have improved the quality of the show. Now obviously you still get to stare at this circle of beauty if you're watching the video, but you get to see this circle of beauty in much better video quality, all thanks to our affiliates. Make sure you check that out. And speaking of other affiliates, folks, we are affiliated with the Skull Shaver. Now, it is no secret that I am bald, and I make sure I stay that way. Thanks to the Skull Shaver, it is the #1 grooming tool in my arsenal. Folks, it's got a sleek design, slides right into your hands, built-in rechargeable lithium-ion battery. This sucker's waterproof too, so you can use it in the shower. That's where I always use it personally. Pop that sucker on, 60 to 90 seconds across the head. That's all it takes, 60 to 90 seconds. And next thing you know, boom, your head's clean. You got a beautiful bald head that would make the likes of Lex Luthor or Mr. Clean jealous. And might I also add, cleanup is a breeze. The blade pops off like it's nothing. Hose it down, spray it off with the hose a little, spray it off with the shower a little, or run it under the sink, whichever. Boom, it's that simple. And here's the best part. This is hands down my absolute favorite part about the Skull Shaver. Replacement blades. You only need to replace them roughly about every 6, maybe 9 months. Depending on the amount of usage. And I want you to think about this for a minute. If you went to the store, you went to the grocery store right now, and you bought a 100-count bag of them cheap plastic flimsy little shavers, right? Now you could get that for like $3-5. Okay, you're getting what you pay for though, because them cheap flimsy plastic little ones are going to slice your head up something wicked, and you're going to look like you just came out of a bloody horror movie. You ain't gonna get that with the Skull Shaver. Nah. Because you see, all you gotta do, like I said, slide it in your hands, pop the sucker on, 60 to 90 seconds, and you only gotta replace them roughly about every 6 months or so. And folks, we're in May now, so think about it. May, June, July, August, September, October. You wouldn't need a new blade until Halloween. Yeah, you want to go and save money. Sometimes it helps to get stuff that can last. This will last. Get the Skull Shaver. The affiliate link is in the description tab. You can get the shaver, you can get the accessories. Folks, you can get it all, and not only does it work for your dome, you can use it for the other parts of your body as well. You got unsightly, ugly shoulder hair, you can get rid of it. You got nasty looking chest hair, you can get rid of it. And it is warmer out now, so now that we're in swimwear season, if you need it for down there, you can use it there. I wouldn't put my name behind this if I didn't swear by it and use it myself. Make sure you guys check out the Skull Shaver. Now, I can't stress that enough. The OG way to help support the show, outside of telephone, telegram, tell your friends to go and check out Vicious Rants, is hands down whatamaneuver.net for some Vicious Rants apparel. Folks, it is so good. Now, being an autistic guy, got certain sensory feels, right? These these shirts, oh my God, they are so comfortable. Can't stress that enough. Picture freaking perfect. Super soft, super comfortable. I absolutely love them. I wear these things as much as humanly possible. When it's warm out, you almost never catch me not in the tank. And when it's not warm out, you almost never not catch me in the tee. We got t-shirts, we got tanks, we got women's tees, we got baby tee, we got toddler tees, and we got baby onesies. Folks, we got it all. We got you covered. And I cannot stress enough, folks, this does help out immensely. These guys have gone out of their way to help out the show in more ways than I can count. Make sure you check them out. whatamaneuver.net. Again, whatamaneuver.net. Search for Vicious Rants. You'll find it's there. And yeah, great product, great clothing. Absolutely love them. So with that said, now that we're done going over that, let's switch gears and talk about last week via the SmackDown Rewind. And the big highlights from last week's SmackDown. It starts out with Cody Russell Reynolds, baby. The American Nightmare, baby. The son of the plumber. Oh, he still got that shiner on him. He only got told something once, because you know what happened? You know what you said to somebody with two black eyes? Absolutely nothing, baby, because you already told them twice. Alright, I'm going to stop right there before Wade is giving me the kill sign for the Dusty impression, so I'm going to stop there. Anyways, Cody's out there. He's addressing the crowd, talking about, so, I just spoke with Nick Aldis and medical to see if I am officially medically cleared. And, folks, I am officially medically cleared. So, and then just as he's about to go, and so, next thing you know, we get interrupted by Richard! Absolute Ricky Saints comes on out, addresses Cody, talks about on how he wants a shot at him because he wants to make a name for himself on SmackDown. And Cody gladly accepts. You know, they have a match. Good match. Highly recommend you check it out. It's nice to see Cody and Ricky working again. Excuse me. After the match, though, Gunther came out of nowhere, attacked Cody, and then choked him out. And so, setting up a match between Cody and Gunther, if I had to guess, SummerSlam, I'm all cool with that. So, the other highlights from SmackDown were Charlotte having a match against Jacy Jane. And Jacy wound up getting the win thanks to some outside interference. Lady and Fallon, they wound up running some interference. Jacy got the win. 1, 2, 3. They started to do a 3-on-2 beatdown. Rhea came out of nowhere, wound up evening the numbers. So, yeah. Then we had a tag title match with Damian Priest and R-Truth defending their titles against Fraxium. And this time it came to be because Priest wound up actually thinking Truth was trying to throw out another free title shot, you had to have seen the segment because it's very much so an R-Truth thing, and R-Truth is just such a goddamn national treasure. Oh, God. Anyways, Priest and Truth wound up getting the win. After the match, though, Talatonga and Solo came out, cleared the ring, and then Solo addresses Jacob, and as he's doing that, then they get interrupted by the Usos. Usos basically to sum it up, Usos are basically saying to Solo, listen, whatever issues you got with Solo is your issues. You let Roman handle his first. When he's done, then you can have him. Solo then's just like, what? Man, I ain't got time for this. Goes and turns his back to the Usos, then looks over at Tala Tonga. Gives him a nod. Next thing you know, big boy, boom! Boot right to the face. They go and they take down the Usos. So that's going to lead to a tag match later that night. That's the main event match, actually, which the MFT wind up getting a win from because Jacob Fatu shows up to go and attack Tala Tonga and then Solo, and then afterwards he gets on the mic to tell the Usos, hey, pass a message to Roman. Come Backlash, I'm a dog walk his ass because I'm all gas and no brakes. Know what I mean? So, yeah. After that, we had, after the Priest and Truth Solo Uso spot, it was then Danhausen and Miz wound up confronting to see if we would get Mizhausen perhaps. And then the whole time Kit Wilson's like, no. And then just as it looks like Miz is joining forces with Danhausen, wouldn't you know, Miz being the dirty rotten double crosser he is, boom, sneak attacks Danhausen, and then they do a 2-on-1 beatdown on him. And now, soon they will rue the day they have crossed Danhausen. Because now, it's been made official at Backlash, Miz and Kit Wilson will be going against Danhausen and a partner of his choosing, in which case, either way, Miz, Kit, you are cursed! Did it work? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. So, yeah, we also had a women's tag title match with Paige and Brie defending their titles against Lash and Nia. Paige and Brie got the win, but it's Paige and Brie, so yay? Question mark? So, yeah, that's it for all of SmackDown. With that said, let's get into Raw now. In Omaha, it started out with Seth Elizabeth Rollins, because his middle name is not frickin' damn it, coming on down, getting ready to address the crowd, and as he does, boom! The big bad booty nephew, Braun Breaker, comes out, takes him out, spears him, beats the living tar out of him, and then just as he's walking away, alright, I'm done, I'm good. Zips on down like the Flash, spears him again, and now he's done. So, later on you see Seth saying, Braun, you had your chance. You didn't take me out. I'm not done yet. So come Backlash. You're mine. So, yeah. Now we get into our first match of the night. Finn versus JD McDonagh, and I gotta tell you, this match could actually cook if we had like a month. 1 month minimum, like 3 months tops to build just Finn Balor versus JD McDonagh. Oh my god, because the personal backstory between these two. You know, them two known each other for forever. Like, Finn trained JD, and I'm pretty sure JD at one point said that Finn and JD's nans also lived near each other. So, I'm not sure. But either way, solid tie-up right at the start with JD. He was leading into the break. Finn wound up building the comeback post-break. At one point, Dom wound up getting thrown out ringside, so it was just Liv, Raquel, and Roxanne out there ringside. And as Liv is distracting the referee, as looks like Finn's about to go and close it, unknowingly, boom, slides the timekeeper's hammer to Roxanne. Roxanne then works her way over, boom, catches Finn with it, and then JD, bam, pops him with a headbutt for the 1-2-3. So your winner is JD McDonagh. Next up, we got tag action. Penta, Zero, Mero, and the young OG Javon Evans going up against Rusev and all ego Ethan Page. And good action, baby faces. They were leading into the commercial break with Penta being the punching bag post. Javon wound up getting the hot tag in, and I dug it. I dug this match. Javon, he worked good, he worked decent, and I'm always kind of iffy about having, and I want to make sure I say this the right way, because it's going to come off, I don't want this to come off insultive. I'm always a little personally iffy about bringing up talent that's super, super young, because the whole idea of maturity. Now, you could have somebody that's been training and working since they were like 11 or 12, and they could be a freaking ring general by the time they're 22. But that doesn't necessarily mean equal maturity. But based on everything I've seen and the fact that no one has said anything or reported anything about Javon, has got to show that he's doing a smart thing. He's minding his P's and Q's. He found a hole, laid low, and goes out there. Hey, boss, am I working? All right, cool. All right, I'm going to go talk to who I'm working with. Thanks. That's my thing. But either way, good match. It came to an end when Rusev slammed Penta onto the announce table, then threw him back into the ring, and then Ego, he hooked him for like this fisherman kind of sidewalk or fisherman tilt-a-whirl suplex looking kind of gimmick for the pin. Next up, we had Joe Hendry going up against Austin Theory, and this came to be because while Logan Paul, being the so obvious walking douche nozzle he is, insisted that he have a match against Joe Hendry, and mein savior Paul Heyman said no, because Braun Breaker attacked Seth twice tonight. He's lucky he didn't get thrown out of the arena. I just lost Brock Lesnar. You go out there and attack Joe Hendry now, given your state of mind, we're not going to see you. You're going to wind up ripping them apart. So it's better for us, the Vision, to have Joe Hendry go one-on-one tonight against Austin Theory. So that's on how he pitched it. And so here we are. Now, Hendry came out, he had his normal entrance, and then when he came back, he was doing the concert. Please fire Logan Paul. Please don't mind the horrible singing voice. I had zero warm-up time. Anyways, Logan Paul was out there ringside with Theory, screaming and yelling at Hendry because of the whole song and all this, the blah, 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 blah. And as far as the match went, Theory, he was leading at the start, and Hendry, he was building a comeback. It was going good, and I dug it. It ended in a DQ, though, in favor of Joe Hendry because Logan Paul came out, attacked him. Or not came out, I'm sorry, wrong choice of words. Because he attacked him while he was already out there. And then Street Profits came out to go and attack them. And then Seth came out to go and help make it 3-on-2. And then Braun Breaker came out and attacked Seth again. So yeah. Next up we had the Oba Femi Open Challenge. And Oba came out, and then next thing you know, we heard the music. And it looked like it was going to be Akira Tozawa, which case all I'd have to say is, don't doubt the power of Tozawa. And then Akira looked at Oba, and he was like, Now, you know what, Otis, you get him, big boy. And this had the build to be a big hoss fight. But it was an obvious squash to make Oba look good. He got in, he did the fall from grace. He actually hooked Otis onto the turnbuckle, got him up, and then boom! Dropped all 300 plus pounds of Otis down to the ground like a sack of bricks. Like you could literally, for those that don't know, there is a big giant spring in the middle of the ring, right? That catches for shock absorption. And you could literally see that boom, boom, like that. Like, wow. Yeah. So next up, now we come to the final match of the main event match of the night. Not main event moment, but main event match. We'll talk about the closing part of the show after this, but it was tres match, trios. It was the OG Grande Americano with the Creed brothers going against El Grande Americano and Los Americanos, and I would say, and this tying in with what's going on in AAA beautifully. Now, for those who don't know what's going on in AAA, El Grande and the OG have a mask versus mask match coming up at the end of the month. And they did the contract signing this past week. After you're done watching this show, go on AAA's YouTube page and watch it. And yes, I did emphasize AAA's YouTube page because the show is so much better with the Spanish commentary. Now, OG El Grande wound up signing the contract, but he had a no physicality clause put in, which only is effective in Mexico. So that's why they're able to have this match here in the States. He also wound up making the one girl that works in AAA get fired, which, that rat bastard. Not only did he attack Pimplina, now he's making innocent women get fired from their jobs. It's hard to tell where the heart leads more hatred towards. The OG El Grande or Rey Mysterio. Great Brown Hope, can you point me in the right direction on this one? Because, brother, I can't figure it out. Either way, hell of a match. Everyone was it was ballistic, non-stop mayhem at the start. And cannot emphasize enough on how great this was as a way, like I said, as a means to a tie-in for the mask versus mask match coming up at the end of May. Speaking of the end of May, might I also note that, folks, I want to again re-emphasize, the Main Event Wrestling Network is doing our 24-hour stream on Memorial Day weekend. So, folks, make sure you set a reminder. Check out the Main Event Network YouTube page. Go subscribe to their page. Tune in. The festivities are we're going to be going all over the place with wrestling stuff. We're going to be talking about live shows. We're going to be talking about, some of us are going to be doing watch-alongs. Some of us are going to be talking about games. Folks, we're going to go all over the spectrum. Everywhere. Cannot emphasize it enough. Also, no, I can't talk about that surprise yet. I didn't get a chance to get clearance if I can mention that surprise, but we do have a bit of a surprise during the show for one of our more senior members. We'll leave it at that. Wink, wink. Either way, check out the Main Event Network. Make sure you check out the Main Event stream also coming up. If not following me, make sure you also feel free to speak with anyone from the Main Event Network to talk about it as well. Now, back to this match. Oh, man, this was, story-wise, this was the best match on the show. Now, it came to an end when the OG El Grande wound up doing a diving headbutt onto, I believe it was Ryo. But he did the diving headbutt on him for the 1, 2, 3. And yeah. So now we come to the closing moment of the show, the official contract signing between the OTC, the Ultimate Needle Mover, the man who emphasizes God mode himself, Roman Reigns, defending his World Heavyweight Championship against the Samoan werewolf himself, Jacob Fatu. Now, they go to sign the contract. Roman, he goes and emphasizes, now Jacob, I get this, man. But here's the thing. You're thinking small. I'm thinking big time. I'm thinking big game. You want to put your kids, you want better schools for your kids. I'm thinking generations ahead. You want better homes. Man, you want to take care of your family? Man, I'm taking care of 15. And then you want to use the tongue and death grip on me? Me? Brother, that move is sacred to our family. That move does not get used unless it's an emergency. Now, if we in a bar and there's 8 people looking to go and try and fight us, then that's when you use it. But when you want to come and step to me, you don't use it. Now, we can end this civil war right here, right now. All you got to do is just acknowledge me. Jacob does not. In fact, Roman then winds up emphasizing again on how, now, I told Brock this years ago. All this right here is mine. Now, family, we are equals. There is no doubt on that. But in this ring, this is mine. And you are beneath me. And then Jacob attacks him. And then he goes for the tongue and death grip. Roman, he tries to get out. He tries to counter it, fight it. It ends with Jacob beating the living piss out of Roman, signing the contract, and standing tall in the show ending. So that's on how the show ends. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Do I think Jacob is going to win at Backlash? No. But do I think this is a proving ground moment to show he could be a main eventer down the road? Hell to the freaking yes! So with that said, that is it for this week's show, folks. So please do not forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch some of the other episodes when you can. Also, if you're listening to this on audio form, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, wherever you get your podcast from, leave us a like, share the show. We are trying to build up the audio platform. Thank you to contributor to the show, LFC Lingerie Fighting Championship. There are a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of MMA, and a whole lot of attractive women wearing a little bit of nothing. Thank you. Also, folks, do not forget to follow these cool-ass cats right here on the Twitter, DSB_IV, main event _net, the Main Event Wrestling Network account, where you get all your main event wrestling needs. Sergeant Curry Pants 3 Count Thursday, D Dryer 1986. Folks, I am out there on the socials as Tim Vicious. And like I always tell you, you love me, great. You hate me? Well.
Shut up and sit down.
Fuck yous.